Hi, this is Vijay Narayanan from Arowana Audioglyph. I'm the general manager and one of the designers for Arowana Audioglyph, and we make a range of products for the audio industry, especially isolation transformers, stabilizers, studio grade power supplies, and of course, power conditioners, which we're going to talk about today. So, this is basically one of our smallest units, which handles 16 amperes with 4 outlets. I'm going to leave some information about this in the description, but today's video is more focused on power conditioners in general and not about a particular product. So we're going to divide this video into 3 logical chunks. First one being what a power conditioner is, who should use it, and when to use it. And no technical jargons, and that's going to be the intention of some of the videos that we are planning to do in the channel, so that there's a logical explanation of some of the products out there in the market which are relevant to musicians, audiophiles, or anyone who's involved in the audio industry for that matter. What is a power conditioner? In order to explain that in very simple terms, let me take an example of a car. So you have a beautiful car with a lovely engine with a lot of horsepower in it. But the performance of that engine is dependent upon assuming that it's an internal combustion engine. Maybe I'm not talking about electrics here. I'm talking about internal combustion engines. So assuming the engine has a lot of power, it's still dependent on the fuel that it's getting. The quality of the fuel matters. So many a times you would have seen in your car that if you put lousy fuel, you filled up something on the highway in an unknown shady pump, your performance of the car actually starts decreasing. Not only from a fuel efficiency perspective, you also hear some sputtering, the pickup is not that great, all those things. This is despite of the fact that most of the cars may have a fuel filter installed in it, right? So similarly, audio equipments, the performance of audio equipments, it may be an amplifier, it may be a preamp, it may be a home theater system, it may be, an audio amplifier connected to a phono and a vinyl and passive speakers, whatever the scenario may be. Audio equipments, the performance is very dependent on the quality of the power it's getting in, the quality of the power that it's getting. And I'm not talking about just the voltage of it. So the quality of the power is the power clean? Usually what happens, and we'll see in the third section, when do you need a power conditioner, as to how these noises creep in. So a lot of the times your incoming power is loaded with unwanted noises, which can be in form of RFIs, EMF, harmonic distortions. It may be some various things impact power which is coming into your home system. What the power conditioner does is basically removes those noises and recorrects the sinusoidal waveform so that the equipments get optimal power. So that's the job of a power conditioner. Many times what we do, especially in our home systems and studios, is we put a stabilizer, and a lot of the stabilizers that we get today are not even stabilizers, they're limiters basically. But anyways, I'm not getting into that. That's a separate video. You put a stabilizer, you put a spike guard, and you assume that your power is clean, and it's not. Because a voltage stabilizer is only correcting the voltage and keeping it within a range if it's an automatic stabilizer, and which is typically 10%. And if it's a servo stabilizer, it's keeping it at 1%. That's all the stabilizer is doing. In fact, a lot of times stabilizers may add their own noise. Next comes the spike guard. The spike guard is only activate a cutoff switch when the power goes beyond a certain threshold. Even spike guards at times add their own noise to the signal. So both these equipments are not doing anything to purify the power. That's where the power conditioner comes in, which purifies the power and provides clean power to your equipments. So that's the function of a power conditioner. Who needs a power conditioner? Broadly, if I can put it in generic terms, anyone who's involved in the audio and video editing industry would typically require a power conditioner. If I have to pinpoint, if you're a musician or a producer and you're running your home studio, the quality of the power and the performance of your equipment is basically determines the quality of your production. So if you're a musician or a producer, yes. If you're a home owner and you have a beautiful home theater system or an audiophile system, you have installed that to basically enjoy the output that that beautiful system is supposed to give you. But if you don't provide the right power to that equipment, you're not going to get the desired output. That is in form of headroom, noise-free listening, complete stereo separation, whatever it may be. So if you are a home theater or audiophile enthusiast, you need a power conditioner. Third category is which something that we ourselves learned later, when we started making the power conditioner, is the performance of your laptops, Mac, PCs, whatever that you're using. So if you're a gamer or a video editor, the performance of your equipment there also matters. So that's the third segment who might need a power conditioner. When to use a power conditioner? Now this is where some theory comes in, and also you may learn something new. So the home power that we get out of our wall, we feel that it's only meant for us since we have a meter, and everything is connected to that meter, and we have a dedicated line coming in, and then we put our individual grounds if possible. In many cases they don't exist. That is grounds which are pre-planned from an audio application. Like right now I'm in my studio, I have an isolated ground here. That's what I think I have, right? So even with that, many a times what happens is you have to understand how the power comes to your house. So if you're staying, start imagining this: you're in your living room or your studio. From the wall, the wires are going to your mains, which where your MCBs are installed. From there, it's going down to the meter, which is located in the meter room of your apartment or outside your house. And from there, that's where the whole equation starts expanding further. Like for example, if there's a locality, the voltage or the electricity which is coming in, it's coming into a transformer, and the transformer is doing the job of basically handling the power distribution of that particular zone, which might be a few hundred buildings, right? So that transformer is basically dividing the power to all these places. Now, in a way, the quality of that transformer. So let's start where all the whole problem starts emitting. The quality, age of that transformer, the capacity of that transformer, everything comes into play. From there, it is getting divided into multiple zones. So, for example, if you are sitting in your living room and listening to, a jazz quartet, or you're in your studio, recording your synth or your guitar, but next door, if your neighbor is running a mixer, or you have a factory and they're running a CNC, or there is a very heavy duty industry next to you, you are basically sharing power with them. And all the noise that they are generating, and especially I gave you the example of a mixer or a washing machine or a ceiling fan, AC, CNC machine, anything which has a rotating motor is going to generate noise in form of electromagnetic interferences, radio frequencies, various other things which have now creeped into your line. The result: suboptimal performance of your equipment, because there is noise which is coming in. Your equipment on one hand is trying to filter that out, because all equipments do have some level of filtering within them, but in that process you're compromising on the sound, and some of those noises are going to creep into this the circuit of the equipment itself. Now this is basically one side of things. The other side is basically grounding. So if you have a faulty grounding or grounding which is getting mixed, and as it is grounds get mixed at your MCB, the neutral and the ground gets mixed. So if there is some voltage which is creeping in, stray voltage, very mild voltage which is going into your ground and other things, that is also going to add to the noise. So these are the various scenarios where the power, the incoming power is not the greatest and it's impacting your equipment. In these scenarios, if you put the right precautions for your equipment, for specifically for your audio equipments, which might be in your studio or your living room, chances are bright that you're gonna see a drastic improvement in your sound, which will be first visible in the headroom. Second, with no noise floor coming to the lowest level possible. Your noise from a high frequency, the 10K plus hiss which you hear vanishing, and overall your equipment performing better, including your SSDs working faster for that matter. So these are the various scenarios where a power conditioner comes in handy. Hopefully this video helped you, and if you have any query regarding your audio equipments, put that in the comment. We plan to read all the comments and answer them on a frequent basis, and also create a small community where we can actually enjoy better sound. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. This is Vijay Narayanan here.